Welcome to Bowling Showcase, the only show to bring you everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world, Metro Detroit. I'm your host, Mark Martin. We're glad you could join us for this very special extra frame season-ending episode of Bowling Showcase. And what a season it was, like no other. I don't have to tell you about all the ups and downs that the 2021 bowling season had, but here we are marching into summer and life looking brighter every day. I'd like to thank all the sponsors, bowlers, and especially you at home for making the best out of a very bad situation and hanging in there with Bowling Showcase. Now, just because the weather outside is nice and summer is here, I'd like to urge you not to put away your bowling shoes and balls, as is the norm for most of you. Remember, your local bowling centers were very hard hit by this pandemic and are still struggling to make it. So join a summer league, or just make a point to continue to bowl recreationally throughout the summer if you can. And on those really hot days, remember your bowling center's air conditioning is free. We have a jam-packed episode featuring the State Masters and Senior Masters from Lansing, our MDUSBC Men's Series and Women's Series Invitational, the MDUSBC Junior Masters, and the MDUSBC Adult Youth Baker Tournament. Our first story takes us to Woodhaven Bowlerama in Woodhaven for the MDUSBC Adult Youth Tournament, now on Bowling Showcase. It was a day of smiles, high fives, and highly skilled bowling as the 2021 MDUSBC Adult Youth Baker Tournament took place over 2 Sundays at Woodhaven Bowlerama in Woodhaven. 83 teams participated in this event, which is always a highlight of the bowling season. Youth bowlers are paired with an adult bowler with a chance to score scholarship points. Bringing families together for fun competition and possible scholarship points, the lanes were filled with entire families taking part in this special event. The Baker format for this event adds to the level of camaraderie and teamwork between the youth and adult bowlers. For some of the high school age bowlers, this event gives them another chance to compete after a chaotic COVID-19 shortened season. Reaching out to younger bowlers and nurturing their skill and love of the game is an important step in ensuring a future for the sport.
I did pretty good. I used to bowl one-handed, and now I bowl two-handed, and it's working out for me pretty good.
With these youth bowlers leading the way, the future of bowling in Metro Detroit looks sound and secure. We'd like to thank all the adults and youth who bowled in this year's event. It was a fun day of smiles and memories to last a lifetime. Congratulations to all the adults and youth who participated in this year's tournament. Now, moving right along, let's look in on all the excitement and action of the 2021 MDUSBC Junior Masters Championship, now on Bowling Showcase. The MDUSBC Junior Masters Championship was held at Mayflower Lanes in Redford. Metro Detroit's best youth bowlers competed in this prestigious tournament. 56 boys and 16 girls competed this weekend to be the Junior Masters champion. Each bowler participated in 6 games of qualifying, with the top 5 boys and top 4 girls moving on to their respective Stepladder Finals. On the girls' side, it was Sydney Allison of Ypsilanti who earned the top seed with a 6-game total of 1092. As the top qualifier, she had to wait out her other opponents for the final match. In the first stepladder match, third-place qualifier Jillian Lipinski of Macomb easily defeated fourth-place qualifier Casey Malmsten of Wayne, 200 to 148. In the next game, Lipinski was defeated by second-place qualifier Samantha Percha of Warren, 183 to 178, advancing Percha to the final championship match against Allison. The girls' final was a highly entertaining and competitive match, with both bowlers pressing the other to make their shots. Virtually tied throughout the match, Samantha Percha got the break she needed in the final frame to edge out Allison by 1 pin, 160 to 159, and claim the 2021 MDUSBC Junior Masters Girls title. So Samantha, you were very consistent in qualifying today. What was the key to your success in that?
I just did my best I could. I threw good shots and I tried making the most of my spares, so that was what I was hoping for, and I did it.
Yes, you did. So now you got into your first match against Jillian.
Yes.
And that was a pretty tight match. What do you recollect about that was key?
I just stick to what I was doing with, and I just kept my head up high and bowled.
So then you got in that final match and you had a nice little lead there.
Yes.
And then Sydney struck out in the 10th frame to force you to get at least 9 pins. What was your thought process then?
Just breathe, relax, be calm, just make a good shot. So I think you just got to keep your head up high and hope for the best. So. Well,
congratulations. So tell me about now qualifying for Junior Gold this summer in Indianapolis. What does that mean to you?
Oh boy, I don't know. Just amazed that I can now go to Junior Gold again and have that shot again. So.
Well, congratulations, Samantha.
Thank you so much.
On the boys' side, Trevon Terrell of Detroit was the top qualifier with a 6-game total of 1231. The boys' stepladder began with Ryan Beatty of Sterling Heights defeating Gabriel Johnson of Canton 165 to 163. In the next match, Beatty lost to third-place qualifier Andrew Hudson of Brownstown 206 to 169. Hudson then went on to beat second-place qualifier Cole Peters of Waterford 219 to 194 to set up the final championship match against Trevon Terrell. The final match was exciting as ever in Junior Masters history. Both Trevon Terrell and Andrew Hudson were at the top of their game. Pushing each other with competitive spirit, both youth bowlers put on a display of bowling prowess. In the final frames of the match, Hudson put the squeeze on Terrell, forcing him to make his shot and force a tie. Terrell, with ice in his veins and concentration belying his youth, fired off a shot exactly as he needed, ending the match with a 180 to 180 tie and forcing extra frames. In the exciting 3-frame roll-off that followed, Hudson lost a little steam. Terrell continued on his tear and won the Junior Masters Boys title with an overtime score of 56 to 27. So Trevon, you led qualifying today in a very impressive performance, 242 in that third game. So what was the key to your success in qualifying?
In qualifying, I felt like I was going to do good this morning. So I got out the bed, ate breakfast before I got here, and we went bowling from that.
So then you get into match play. You only had the one match to win, and it came down and you opened up in the 9th frame, I believe, and then you got up in the 10th after Andrew had already finished. You needed 2 strikes to win or a strike and a spare to tie. What were you thinking when you stepped up in the 10th frame?
I was thinking that I had to strike in the first one to win this. So I went up threw the ball, left the 4 pin. I'm like, okay, it's not over yet. So I went up, got my spare. After I threw a good shot, almost left 7, but I carried out the 7.
Well, you tied the match. Now you're going into this overtime match, this roll-off, this 8th, 9th, and 10th roll-off match, and you get up in a 10th frame, and what'd you do then?
I was confident, and I saw that the ball was overhooking just a little bit, so I adjusted myself to move to the left, and I threw the last 3.
You threw those 3 great shots, that's for sure. So now you've qualified to go to Junior Gold. You ever been to Junior Gold before?
No.
Well, look forward to it. It's going to be a great experience in Indianapolis. So what do you think about that?
I feel great, knowing that I qualified for a big tournament, being on TV, and yeah.
Well, I was kind of like, nervous and everything, and I should, it was just nerves and everything. That's all it was. And I did what I did, and it was just, I did a good. Yeah, I couldn't spare. Basically, I couldn't pick up my spares and everything. So.
Congratulations to Junior Masters girls winner Samantha Percha and Junior Masters boy winner Trayvon Terrell on their respective wins. Moving right along, let's jump over to the state capitol and check out all the action of the Michigan State USBC Masters Tournament now on Bowling Showcase. Justin Knowles of Okemos won the 2021 Michigan State USBC Masters Tournament and the $2,000 top prize by defeating Frank Snodgrass of Centerline 449 to 419 in the final 2-game championship match. Knowles was the tournament's top qualifier with a 6-game score of 1437. In match play, he defeated Lonnie Jones of Ypsilanti 463 to 445. Shane Dufresne of Bay City 486 to 388. Jeff Roach of Dearborn 470 to 357. And Frank Snodgrass the first time 487 to 439, sending Snodgrass into the loser's bracket. Snodgrass was the 6th qualifier with a 6-game total of 1294. In match play, he defeated Carl Bolt of Pontiac 424 to 382. Brian Odom of Romulus 419 to 413. Brian Ivey of Howard City 490 to 390 before losing to Knowles the first time 487 to 439. Once in the loser's bracket, Snodgrass defeated Mason Brantley of Detroit 456 to 392 to return to the winner's bracket to again face Knowles. The final 2-game match was a challenge for both bowlers as the pair for this match proved notoriously fickle. Both bowlers struggled with their shots leaving corner pins. Each lane on the pair playing completely different than its counterpart. With every shot, both bowlers needed to constantly adjust to the changing pattern. Snodgrass bowled well through these extreme conditions, but Knowles was a little more consistent in his shots and ended the day with a victory. Justin, you led qualifying with some pretty impressive scores, but games 4 and 5 seem to be a little bit on the low side. What happened there?
I needed to make a move, and I made the mistake of going right, throwing it slower, and I needed to go left and firm it up. So I did that last game, came back with a good game, and then kind of used that today. Every time I saw a move, with urethane for me, I can't go right. So harder left and a little bit of loft, and that was the kind of the game plan all day today. So thankfully I had those bad games to help out with that, for sure.
So you stayed in the winner's bracket. What's up with that?
Hey, we're trying new things here. I didn't want to bowl 15 games today. I just wanted to keep winning. I'm a little too old to keep doing that stuff. I'm pushing 30, so try to win as many as we can now.
So you had a great match in that first one against Lonnie Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's a heck of a competitor, and he told me during the match, he goes, "I'm going to beat 95% of the people in this field." Yep. He just had a premonition.
Yep, he threw it good. I mean, he should have won the match. Honestly, I gave him 2 chances, and then he just barely missed the first shot in the 10th and saved me. But he 460 is massive. So to lose with that, that's tough. He bowled really well.
I mean, you know, you just kind of ran over the field until you got to Frank in the first match there against him.
We had some good matches. Yep.
So what happened with the first match with Frank?
I didn't have the best look that I can remember game 1, so my goal kind of was fight that through, and then I caught like a 4-bagger, and I got to the 10th frame and set it short, and it hooked immediately, split. I missed the split to lose the first game, and then kind of just got comfortable. Started with an 8-bagger, I think, the second game, and was good from there. So just getting comfortable, that was kind of it all day. I mean, a lot of my moves weren't very major, front, back, 1 or 2 boards here and there, and a lot of hand tricks, so just got the right hand trick at the right time.
And in that final match, I mean, he just couldn't get that left lane to carry for him.
Yeah, left lane would not go down. It seemed like, I mean, he bowled really well. We had him so different. I had him hooking in the fronts a ton, so my goal was to firm it but not hit it hard at the bottom, and a couple I just firmed it and forgot to touch them at the bottom, and they were bad shots, and then a couple bad shots on the right lane, but caught some really ugly strikes there to help out, so that was big.
Well, Justin, you bowled great. Congratulations on this win for the Michigan State USBC Masters.
Thank you.
Congratulations to 2021 State Masters champion Justin Knowles on his impressive victory. Great bowling, Justin. Let's keep our eyes on Royal Scout lanes as we now take a look at the 2021 Michigan State USBC Senior Masters, now on Bowling Showcase. Jeff Ostrang of Waterford won the 2021 Michigan State USBC Senior Masters Tournament and the $1,750 first prize by defeating Mike Luceni of Warren 452 to 427 in the championship match. Ostrang was the top qualifier in a field of 47 with a 6-game total of 1478. In match play, he defeated Gary Duard of Midland 430 to 391. In his second match, he was sent to the loser's bracket by Dave Schumacher of Bloomfield Hills 498 to 453. Once in the loser's bracket, Ostrang defeated Gerald Johnson of Taylor 443 to 385. Defending champ John Gormastic of Westland 443 to 385. He then avenged his earlier defeat by beating Schumacher 427 to 299 to make it to the championship match. Mike Luceni qualified 10th with a 6-game total of 1274. In match play, he remained in the winner's bracket all day by defeating John Gormastic 459 to 398. Dave Spohn of Lansing 437 to 424. Kurt Gundry of Lansing 422 to 390. And Dave Schumacher 438 to 415 to advance to the championship match. In the first match against Lucenti, Ostrang was 65 pins down after the first game, and he fought back to win 448 to 441, forcing another match. The second final match was just as exciting, with both men playing the lanes expertly. Ostrang and Lucenti fought back and forth, but it was Jeff Ostrang's day, and Ostrang claimed the victory, making him the only person to win the Michigan State Masters in 2008 and 2011, and the Senior Masters. What an accomplishment. Congratulations, Jeff, on winning the Michigan State USBC Senior Masters.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it.
So you led qualifying pretty convincingly. You forged out to a 299 in game one and never looked back, right?
Yeah, that's right. I had a great qualifying. I had a great look on the fresh, and I had a great look all the way through.
So then you get to match play today, and obviously you started out pretty strong with a couple of wins, or with one win, before Schumacher put you in the loser's bracket.
Yeah, he bowled great. Yeah, he knocked me out and knocked me into the loser's bracket, and I just knew that was going to be a longer road to get to the finals. So.
And then you got to the loser's bracket, and you came back against Schumacher in the semifinals,
yeah,
or in the finals of the loser's bracket. Tell me about that match.
Well, I caught a break there because he just lost his reaction, and so he really struggled, which allowed me to try a few different things, and then I found something, and so it was a easier match because Dave didn't match up, you know what I mean? So I got lucky. I got lucky on that one. So.
And then you came to the finals, and you dug yourself a real big hole. I should say Mike put you in a big hole
exactly.
after game one.
Yeah.
And so what was your mindset as you went into game two of that first match?
Well, I look at it like I can't control anything that Mike does, and he's a great bowler. I figure he's going to strike anyway, so all I can do is get as many pins as I can possibly get and hope that things fall into place. And that's exactly what happened. I just never gave up. I switched balls and shot 250 the last game, and that's that.
So you got to the 10th frame of that second game in that match one,
yeah,
and you knew what you needed, obviously, because you're an experienced player.
Sure.
And tell me what was going through your emotions as you got there with your mother, your dad, and Cheryl here watching.
Yeah, that was great. I was just trying to tell myself to calm down because I was very excited and feeling kind of shaky, and so I was just saying, calm down, make a good shot, you know, wait on your push away, all the basic things that I tell myself every time I get up, and I put two right there. So
you did.
Yep.
And then the final match, or once the overtime match, you kind of were in control, but then Mike kind of came back in that second game and kind of put you in a little different position.
Yeah, I lost my reaction after the first game, and so I started fishing, and I fished the wrong way. So then I got into trouble, and then I caught a break and switched balls again, and then found a little something at the end of the game just to get me by. But I was panicking a little bit there for a second. I'm thinking, man, because he switched balls at the end of the first game, and he got lined up. So he started striking. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to lose after I just got done beating him. You know, down by 70, he's down by 40, he's going to come back and beat me. So I'm just glad to get through it. Mike's a great champion, and I appreciate him, and I appreciate bowling against him. So. Okay,
so you're a two-time state Masters champion, and now you're the first one to win both of the events. How does that sound?
That sounds fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mark. Thanks for all the work you do for these tournaments, and you put on a great show. Thank you.
Congratulations, Mike, on your runner-up finish in the Michigan State USBC Senior Masters.
Thank you, Mark. It was a great experience. Enjoyed the heck out of the tournament.
Well, you qualified 10th, and pretty steady in qualifying. Was there anything you learned in qualifying that helped you today in the match play?
Yeah, I learned that I was playing the lanes wrong for 4 of the 6 games. Once I made the move, I saw the lanes very well and closed out, and fortunately made the cut.
And then today you came right in and you bowled great all day long. Looks like you had a good look all day.
Yeah, I went through a few changes, but I'm able to see the lanes pretty well right now and figure the puzzles out from pair to pair. They were definitely challenging, you know, and sometimes no 2 lanes are the same. And I was able to make the adjustments where my opponents struggled a little bit. Until Jeffrey gets me. Congratulations to him.
Hey, you got in that first match against Jeff and forged out to a nice big 65-pin lead after 1. And, you know, he basically had to strike. And you had to kind of stay clean. So what happened in that final game?
Well, I'll be honest with you. You know, I was thinking about winning the tournament, and I got a little nervous. And in that stretch, I made a couple mistakes. I missed one easy spare, which we all know you can't do. And then I misread the left lane when it changed. It took me too long, till the 10th frame of the second game. I threw a nice double to force him to throw a double. And I was pleased at that, and he earned it. He threw it, and God bless him.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Mike.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the tournament.
Congratulations to Jeff Ostrang on his impressive victory. Now it's time to take a little break. Stay right there. We'll be back with more Bowling Showcase after these messages.
The hug pickup, the home run swing, the drum major high step, the genuine joy, the unforgettable party, the food, the friends, the original social network. No matter who you are, it's always a great time. Grab your family, find a friend, and go bowling.
The Michigan State USBC provides tournament competition and recognition for men, women, and youth bowlers in Michigan. The championship events for the season include the Open Championship starting in January at Bolero Bowl and M66 Bowl in Battle Creek. The Women's Championship starting in February at Monitor Lanes and Alert Lanes in Bay City. The Youth Championship starting in March at Westland Bowl. Visit MichiganStateUSBC.com. Welcome back. Now it's time to take a look at the Men's and Women's Series Invitational from Shelby Lanes in Shelby Township, now on Bowling Showcase. The end of a long and strange Men's and Women's Series was celebrated with the Men's and Women's Series Invitational held at Shelby Lanes in Shelby Township. The traditional end of the bowling season held special meaning this year as the top men and women gathered for one last day of competition. There was plenty of laughter, good times, and good bowling as the day progressed. On the men's side, Corey Miller of Waterford was the top qualifier with a 4-game total of 899 on games of 224, 280, 192, and 203. The Stepladder Finals began with third-place qualifier Chris Stewart of Waterford facing off against fourth-place qualifier Michael Dickerson of Detroit. In a tight and competitive match, Stewart beat Dickerson 199 to 174 to advance up the ladder. The next rung on the ladder saw Stewart facing off against second-place finisher Terrence Bell of Pontiac. Stewart bowled consistently and defeated Bell 203 to 164 to advance to the final match against Miller. In the final match, Miller continued his winning ways and easily beat Stewart 255 to 208 to claim the day's top prize. So qualifying, you came out pretty strong with 224 and 280. What did you see that got you to that point?
Today it was just all about ball choice. Wanted something that got started a little sooner, but was more controllable on the back end. I was able to find a line with my break point right around 6-7, and it was there all day.
Okay, and then you got into the finals there, and you bowled your buddy Chris. And so what did he tell you before Stepladder started today?
He wished that he had me in the finals. That was his one goal, was to bowl me in the finals. And I told him, I said, watch what you wish for. I've had a look all day today.
Well, you bowled great in the finals there, 255, 208. You came right out from the beginning and never looked back, right?
Right. The championship pair was a little tough. They were definitely a little drier than what we'd seen all day. But with all the games bowled today, that was expected.
So you joined the men's series this year. You'd never bowled in it before, as I recall. So what prompted you to join up with the men's series this year?
it was nice to have something bowling, you know, every month since Michigan Majors is no longer around. It's a little cheaper, so you can come out, work on your game. If you have a bad tournament, you're not out a lot of money. And honestly, I've had a blast this year. I haven't bowled good at all this year. I was lucky enough to qualify for this tournament, and I took advantage of it.
Well, congratulations, Corey. We'll see you next year.
Thank you, sir.
Ask him about the ride home.
Who drove anyway? Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, it's
no. So you and Chris rode here together because you live right down the street from each other.
Yes.
How do you think the ride home's going to be?
Well, the good thing is I have a ride since I drove, so I don't have to worry about that. I think it'll be okay. He's pretty excited with his finish. I mean, nobody likes to lose, but second place is nothing to be upset about. So.
Right. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
On the women's side, two-time event winner Julia Huron of Westland was the top qualifier with a total of 900 on games of 267, 237, 207, and 189. In the Stepladder Finals, third-place qualifier Pam Wilson of Woodhaven beat fourth-place qualifier Casey Eaton of Wyoming 189 to 176. Wilson then went on to beat second-place qualifier Ashley Everett of Belleville 215 to 173 on her way to the final match against Huron. In the final match, Wilson struggled while Huron continued to bowl consistently. When the pins had all fallen, Julia Huron had won her third straight Women's Series event of the season by beating Pam Wilson 209 to 134. So Julia, in qualifying today, you charged right out with 267. You know, what did you see at the beginning that gave you that opportunity?
I felt like I had a little bit of area to the left and to the right, and for me it just helps me be a little bit more accurate because I kind of know that area is out there. So I just made good shots and the pins fell my way that game.
And then you just kind of cruised from there to be the top qualifier.
Yeah.
So in that final match, Pam had run the ladder up to that point, but you just kind of ran away and hid.
Yeah, these lanes obviously hooked a lot more than when I saw them the first game because this is where I bowled my 260 on. So, you know, I made the move and I just tried to stay down and make good shots.
Well, congratulations. You've won 3 Women's Series events in a row now.
Yeah.
So that's great. I don't think anybody's ever done that in the 10-year history of the event.
Oh, that's awesome.
So congratulations on that. You know, we've had back-to-back champions, but never a three-peat. So congratulations. So this was your first year in the Women's Series?
Yes.
So what prompted you to join up into the Women's Series?
Well, I graduated in May of 2020, so I couldn't really bowl anything being in school. I went to Arkansas State. So then when I got home, I saw that there was like Women's Series tournaments and I always like to bowl and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. And it was a great season.
It was. It was great for you.
Yes.
Congratulations. We'll see you next year.
Thank you. See you next year.
All right. After the day's tournament concluded, the bowlers stayed to have lunch and collect their season-long points checks, as well as congratulating season-long Cup champions Steve Crivey and Casey Eaton. I'm here with John Wisniewski. John, you bowled every event this year and last year in the men's series.
Yeah, whatever was in the last year, yeah, it wasn't much of a year, yeah.
Exactly. So what prompted you to join up to the men's series?
Oh, I've been a bowler all my life. I mean, I'm actually kind of a retread from the 80s. I want to get my PBA card, and that's the desire, and I kind of left it.
Okay. Well, we've really enjoyed you having these 2 years, and you know, you're here every event, stay until the end, watching the champion. We really appreciate that.
Like I said, bowling is in my, you know, like I said, I'm trying to get my card, and it just comes down to that. It's a personal goal to me, and that's it. And I'm going to win one of these too, by the way. It's just a matter of time before I've been like this with my games, up and down, up and down. First time I bowled here, I had never bowled in this particular place. It was a short oil pattern too, as well. And you got to keep your speed up with something like this. And I always had speed problems. I was talking with Mike Lucente, who has speed his speed issues too, you know what I mean? And now I've been told by Harry Sullins, who I know really well, told me I had speed issues, and Mike Lucenti has told me I had speed issues too. So I know that obviously I've got speed issues. I also vary my weights and balls, which is not really that good either. You know what I mean? I'm athletic, so, you know, I can go on, but, you know, I'm here. I appreciate you, I appreciate you interviewing me here, you know. I'm just a regular bowler, you know what I mean?
Well, we appreciate you joining the men's series and participating and supporting.
Yes, I appreciate it too. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Well, that's the end of another successful season of Bowling Showcase. Now, next season's schedule will be posted on MDUSBC.com on August 1st, so watch out for it. Once again, I'd like to thank you for all your support and viewership, and you can rewatch all of our Bowling Showcase episodes right here on YouTube. Don't forget to join our Facebook page to keep up with all the latest news and events. For now, have a safe and happy summer. Keep bowling, and we'll see you next time on Bowling Showcase.